let's get it in. This is the legendary Friday nights of the Nerd-O-Roundtable. Yours truly, King Nerdificent in the building. I see Ryan Twitch Master McBain. How you feeling, brother?
Everybody.
Hey, Ryan.
Yes.
I definitely want to follow up with you on TwitchCon in a moment. But first, let's introduce the rest of the cast. We've got Anthony from 2 Cubicles Down.
Oh, hello, everybody.
Dr. Liz from the Freeway.
Hi.
Thomas Talking Cunningham.
Hello.
All righty. Mo Kelly is out doing business. We were supposed to have brother David Bethune joining us. He might be having connectivity problems, but if he joins in, cool in the gang. Before we get started, last week, Ryan, you weren't in because you went to TwitchCon. I personally had never heard of it. It looked like a stone groove. Tell us about it, man.
There were a lot of people there. It was a lot of fun. My girl Megan Thee Stallion was there, twerking with Master Chief. I met a lot of people. I even met some people that actually watched me stream, which was really cool. Kind of blew my mind. There was some wild shit going on. Somebody broke their back in the ball pit. That was crazy.
Broke their back in the ball pit.
Grown people were in the ball pit?
Yeah, like they were like doing this game and she like jumped up and she thought, well, obviously the ball pit should have had some more protection. All they had was a little bit of protection and then some concrete. What'd I say?
You blame it on the ball pit and not the fact that she's a grown woman in the ball pit.
I mean, she was kind of tiny. I mean,
man,
you want to see her pictures?
Nah, you can't look that up on here. She used to have a prior job profession.
Oh, wait, you're talking about the porn star?
Yeah,
Hey,
that happened at TwitchCon.
Yes,
the visual ecdesiast.
I saw that in the news. I didn't know that went down at TwitchCon.
That happened at TwitchCon.
Ryan, you were there when it jumped off?
I saw that. I was like,
literally.
Oh. Yeah.
Wow.
Right.
all kidding
like
aside.
Chuck E. Cheese doesn't even have balls anymore. The ball thing anymore.
I feel bad for her because that looked painful. It's all on tape. You can look it up. I was like, that poor woman. That really sucked.
I saw that. I saw all the comments too saying like, how's she gonna work?
She doesn't do that no more, man. Come on, she's a Twitch streamer now.
I know.
Dude,
like, she's former.
Okay, but here's the thing though. This is a really like I like rolled my eyes because people are going like so and so former porn star got her back blown out again. I'm like, dude, stop it. Don't say that.
Ryan,
don't do her like that. Don't
Ryan,
do her like
not
that.
Cool.
Ryan,
that's not cool.
No,
it's not cool though. I didn't laugh. I thought that was fucked up. I really did.
Of all the things that you've laughed at, that's the thing that you decide not to laugh at.
That's where you draw the line.
Well, no, I draw the line. I draw the line when someone is seriously injured.
I can't get out.
She broke her back in 2 places. Like that sucks.
Tom, we can all hear.
Now, here's the thing, Ryan. If she would have died, she would have made it into dying time on the Mo Kelly show. I'm just letting you know that because that's what we do. We laugh at people who do dumb shit and die. Oh, we laugh. Okay, we laugh like it was an episode of The Boys. We laugh.
Is she in her? And I'm assuming that she's no longer in her 20s.
I don't know. I don't know her backstory.
She seemed like a young lady. When I saw it in the news, I actually pulled the story for the Mo Kelly show. I pulled the story so we could have a good laugh on the show this
but
weekend.
our recovery is not the same.
She wasn't the only person that got hurt either. Someone else like dislocated their knee. Dude, it was bad, man.
I can tell you right now because I just watched it. And that foam pit, because it's a foam pit, it's not a ball pit. So we could have saved a whole lot of ball comments.
Okay, foam balls, whatever.
But it's not deep enough to provide sufficient foam to provide sufficient defense for injury. I can tell right now that foam pit looks like it's only about 3 feet deep.
So lawsuit.
That ain't enough.
So we're looking for a lawsuit. So
I mean, if she broke her back and she can't,
I would sue.
Well, here's the thing though. They all have to sign these waivers. So I don't know.
Ryan, you're just making this better. Ryan.
No, but
better.
Okay, I'm just telling you what I was told. Okay.
No, I got you. I got you. I want the full report, so then when we talk about it tomorrow or Sunday on the Mo Kelly show, we have the full report.
And she's moving her
they
legs.
Signed
though.
a waiver to jump in this thing.
She's moving her legs. She's not actually like paralyzed. She may have broken her back, but I'm saying her legs are completely motile.
Oh yeah, no. Look, if she would have like died, no, we still would laugh. But it's just one of those things that, you know, like we looking for like people who do the people who are doing that you know, thing where they're jumping over roofs and flipping over stuff, all that kind of stuff. Parkour. Yeah, when these parkour cats get jacked up, it's like, well, that's what happens.
Well, no one thought that
stunt doubles is in movies.
Okay, but
this is not true.
Okay, no one thought that this was going to happen. That's why I feel bad for the person. That's all.
No one thought that was going to happen.
It looks pretty. It does not look great.
No one thought that it was going to happen.
Well,
now beyond the foam pit and the back breaking, what went down at TwitchCon? Was it kind of like your average con where you're meeting like superstars in the Twitch world? Are you networking? Are you learning about the advancements that are happening in the Twitch world? Like what may be coming to help you all, you know, become larger? Like what's happening?
So basically, you know, it's networking. They showed like there's like new games, like there was like what games are out there? Like Street Fighter 6 was there. All the big time streamers there, like the top 1% of people were there. Like Osmond Gold, Summit, Asmaranth. I know most of you people have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
I don't, but this is interesting.
But they were like the lines to meet these people were just like a mile long at least. It was like they were movie stars. It blew my mind because this is the first time. No, I did not. I was mainly walking around, talking to people that I knew and networking, talking to Twitch staff, asking questions like about, you know, how can I grow my channel, yada yada yada. But it was fun. It was
awesome.
I did a lot of walking and my legs were sore.
Wow. Was that the convention center?
Yes.
Wow.
Convention center.
I've walked that many a times. The people who have these lines like a mile long and stuff like that, what are their viewerships like? You know, are they in the millions?
So someone like XQC, if you go to his channel when he's streaming live, he has like over 100,000 people watching him at one time. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. And I'm saying to myself, how like you can't interact with the chat because there's too many people in there. But they make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month easily. So much money.
That is so crazy.
Now for all of our nerd family that are watching this show right now, where can they, you know, follow you and your adults only content on Twitch? I love the disclaimer. This is for grown folks. Where can they find you?
You make it sound like it's OnlyFans or something.
No. I'm just talking about the language and just like the wild stuff
see that
happening. Yeah.
You can find me Ryan McBain on Twitch. Check me out. I do swear a lot and sometimes I drink. So there you go.
That's why it's adults only.
That's adult content.
Show.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm lying. Every time I'm drinking. So sorry, Mom.
And now there's a new foam pit segment. So.
Foam pit segment.
Right.
Common sense. Leave it at the door.
Oh man, you know what's interesting?
Do not tell me you almost walked in there.
I almost did that.
A lot of things that happen.
Bruh.
It really is interesting. Like people when they go to conventions, it doesn't matter to me. Even the damn Republican National Convention, like Mo has told me some stories of things that happened there where you're like, but you're grown people in politics. You're like senators and stuff, and you're here doing some slip and slide in the middle of a damn, convention center. What is happening? Look, people get to a convention and it's like leave sense at the door lots of times. There's been a lot of accidents that have happened at Comic-Con for people like going through some of the
I could believe that too.
Sets or whatever. Like there are like a lot of outdoor activities where people have done stuff and they get hurt. Look, I don't blame this chick. The comedy comes from the fact that she broke her back and she's a former porn star, and all the blowing her back out comments, that's where the comedy comes in. That's just funny to me.
Well, Ryan said that he was about to go jump in.
I almost did it too.
Mind
Dude, it looks fun. I wasn't gonna do no backflips or anything in there, but I was like, yeah, I'll try this out. But like, nah, I was like, nah.
I mean, look, you see those
And
videos
you're
on TikTok. You
tall.
see the skateboarders going down the ramp and flipping up and jumping into those things, or people doing what. I can understand the lure. I just know, to your point, Liz, that there's going to be a serious lawsuit because whoever put that pit in there obviously did not do it to the standards that should have been required. Tom is saying this is a 3 foot put. You wouldn't jump into a 3 foot pool of water if you knew it was 3 foot and there was concrete on the ground. No,
I'm
hell
looking at
no.
Tom's face.
Lawsuit.
It's just pure comedy.
I mean, because
like, nah.
as an adult, you sit there and be like, let me analyze this.
Listen,
Children, fine.
That video is only a couple of seconds long, and as soon as I saw the second woman, it was the second woman who looked like she cracked her tailbone, honestly, because she was a slightly larger woman, and it's like in that foam pit, it looked like it was like this much foam, like that's it. It was like her ass was hitting concrete as soon as she scooched that one little foam square. Nah, bruh, that was effed up.
Man,
Street Fighter 6 does look fire though.
It does.
Dope. Very
Anybody
dope.
who's listening can get this work when Street Fighter 6 comes out. Anybody.
Yeah.
Men, women, children, non-binary. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can get this work.
Well, I'm gonna be getting the PS5 version.
Okay, you can get this too, Tom.
No, I can't, because I'm not even gonna pretend like I'm good. I'm just like seeing that there's so many classic characters and there's a new black kid in there that it looks pretty cool. So
you can make your own character too.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool. That's nice. Maybe that's who the black kid was. He was a character that was made.
Do you guys remember the guy who came on our show a few years ago who did the backpack, the mobile backpack for the
yeah, Constantine talked to him.
I wonder what happened to that. Did it take off? Or
you know what? I'm gonna have to follow up with him. That was Eddie Pham. Yeah, Eddie came on and told us about that, and gotta find out what happened to that, because that was dope.
Yeah,
that was
it
a very dope
expensive
idea.
as hell, but
yeah, it was. Yeah, it was.
Really?
I mean, mobile gaming at its best.
Yes.
It was literally a suitcase that was self-contained.
Oh, okay.
So that you
everything.
can instead of because I was telling, like on my college campuses before COVID, they would always bring their own television and all this excessive equipment to the campus and set up in the student center. So with this one, it's like, okay, all of it is in a box.
What was
I mean, there are some very thin 15-inch monitors that could really do the job, especially with something like a PS5 or a PS4 that are robust enough if you put them on their side to kind of perhaps hang one of those 15-inch monitors on it. But that's really cool. What's up on the show today, though, Twala?
Oh, snap. Beyond the amazing and highly contentious conversation that we're about to have about She-Hulk. We've got Andor, which has finally gotten a little bit of excitement out of Anthony. Lord have mercy. We got a bunch of trailers to get into. And Tom, we got to hear about Halloween. I need to know how this shit ends. But first and foremost, She-Hulk ended on quite possibly one of the best MCU endings for any of their series, hands down. That shit was fire. It absolutely did.
It did.
You were going to have Ryan turn into the savage. Ryan right now.
Ryan is gonna flip
in disgust.
I'm saying that like literally I think that they actually shot that whole episode last week with all the things that they were talking about. Hell, her father literally shouted out the drought in California. To me, shit like that is like, who is in charge of the writing over there? Absolutely brilliant. They literally went through every troll feed. They went through everything happening on the internet, all the push, everything. And they said, let's put it all into this series. Let's break the shit out of the fourth wall and give you She-Hulk to the fullest. They captured every single thing about that comic book perfectly with this ending. That's why that shit was phenomenal. Ryan, you're scratching and itching for some get back. But first, Tom, your thoughts.
Well, what I will say is that I really appreciated that however many, 8 weeks ago, when people were talking shit about the CGI, that the Kevin character, the robotic Kevin, said, "I need you to transform. You're too expensive." The team has already moved on to other projects.
And not only that, when they told her to
that.
transform, and the reason why, and they played the jingle or whatever for Black Panther, like our CGI team is working on another project.
Yeah, exactly.
That was nice. That was nice.
It was clever.
I loved all of that. I will say that the thing I missed, the thing that I was hoping for, was that the leader was actually involved in some way with Intelligentsia.
Yes,
that was a miss. Turning it into Todd and spending the CGI on Todd. That was his name, right?
Yeah.
The jerkwad. Okay.
Yeah. The jerkwad.
So using the CGI on Todd instead of giving me MODOK, because I actually thought Kevin could have been more of a MODOK-y adjacent person, just to give a shout out to the idea of the Intelligentsia. Although it was certainly MODOK adjacent in terms of the fact that it was this floating kind of disembodied huge head with like spindly arms and stuff. So it could have been sort of MODOK-ish, but missing the opportunity of the leader did kind of piss me off until Bruce dropped in with Scar. And I was like, oh, so we got to see Scar. I don't know who Scar's face capture actor is. He does have the worst edge in the history of CGI, without question.
And the thing is, I think they could have kept Scar's hair the way it is in the comic, just long and scraggly, whatever. Having him with the shaved warrior's head and the bun in the back is kind of like how in the comic book, how you have the that warrior tribe, and that's how they wore their hair. So I saw that and how they connected it to the old ones or whatever from the World War Hulk and Planet Hulk storyline.
It was just cheaper.
No, it was a lot cheaper. Yeah,
that long, wavy, single strand, particle dynamics bullshit that costs a lot. But
his hairline was all fucked up.
No, the line was fucked. It was, oh goodness.
Yes.
Who is
it wasn't even close.
Yes. This is what you did with all this stuff.
Yes.
This is what we got in the comments, because we started talking about porn star. All of a sudden, it triggered everything going left.
Yes.
I looked over. All I see is porn. What happened?
So anyway, that's my take. I did enjoy it. I didn't. I wish. I did appreciate the convention of Reddit subthreads. I did like the fact that we got to see Abomination. It was interesting to see how they scaled Abomination versus Bruce, because Bruce was really, really little compared to Abomination. Abomination was super huge. And they did definitely change the character design quite a bit from the original Hulk movie in the MCU. But I thought Tim Roth was cool. They teased us with the post-credit sequence of Wong kind of jumping him out. Madison should have been in the spiral in Kamar-Taj. She should have just been back there just saying,
missed opportunity.
Wongers, can we get some calamari? I've got the marinara, but it's not what you think. We should have had something like that. But I enjoyed it, and I thought for what it was, which is, it was a quintessential She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall, inserting comedy, advancing some plot stuff, and it was a greatest hits. You got some more Daredevil, she says, and I get to smash occasionally Matt Murdock. I mean, it was just, I enjoyed it. I did.
All right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, Ryan, we're coming. Don't worry. Dr. Liz, your thoughts?
I really like this episode. I thought it was a nice little conclusion to the end of She-Hulk. It really kind of turned on its face, right? The fact that she ended up behind bars and having to kind of deal with that kind of aspect, and she began to really understand what it meant. And I really liked the real life consequences. We got to see her lose her apartment, which is very similar to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where we see the real life consequences of what it means to be a hero. You don't come back to to wealth. You come back to brokenness. And so I really enjoyed that. And I did kind of the Kevin, right? So them going to this AI and kind of and having this conversation of commencing of what we can change, what we can alter, and kind of stepping her back in. My favorite joke though is he's like, "Yeah, we'll see you in the movies," and she's like, "I'm in the movie? No, you're not. You're not."
Yes.
So I
funny.
did appreciate, you know, some of the jokes. I thought those jokes were good. We did have, you know, some mention of, you know, she's complaining like, "Hey, where's the X-Men?" Like many of us. Additionally, I love that Murdoch comes back. I love that he's back having dinner and having to deal with this whole conversation between the family, which is always awkward. And finally, Bruce showing up, which, you know, it really nailed everything back together again. And I just thought that even though we do see the sun, and so now we have many other questions of when is all this going to be explained, and, you know, further comment. And I thought it was just an enjoyable show.
I like how they shouted out that there will be a Hulk adjacent movie. So, you know, we'll answer all that in the movie. I'm like, which we know a lot of shit has been pushed back. We could get an announcement of an Incredible Hulk, or they've been talking about in the MCU rumorverse, the World War Hulk film, or a Planet Hulk film, which could be, you know, absolute fire. Before Ryan's eyes break out of his head from rolling, Anthony, your thoughts real quick.
This episode, it was funny, all right, but the series over as a whole was par at best. The show couldn't stand on its own feet without having a guest appearance, and so many wasted opportunities. The Wrecking Crew, we never saw anything of them after that.
Well, except at the retreat.
Except at the retreat for the one guy, but he was over everything. No leader. Todd was the big baddie. And then the whole everything after the she crashes the party. It's all fourth wall break of them just retconning everything else. Like, oh, we're gonna do it this way and that way, and it just wasn't. It just couldn't stand on its own. It always had to have help to move it along. So yeah, you have your laughs, you have a couple funny things. It really doesn't move a story along. I mean, the only story that does move along is actually Hulk's, and that's it. So just nothing to really write home about on this show.
I mean, I think they did address that in the episode. They were like, you know what, we're not going to do? We're not going to do all of those typical Marvel tropes. We're not doing all that. This is a show about me and my life and me trying to deal with being She-Hulk. We're going to get back to that. We're not going to do this shit that you all always do with the bad guy gets the blood, which they did in Morbius, which they're going to do in they did try to do in Venom. They're planning on doing something about it in Kraven. That's the Sony verse that they always try to get the blood and all that.
Yeah, but Wong, but we don't know why Wong brought up, you know.
And then
that's another. I mean, Wong, so there is a furthering that's happening.
Wong breaking multiple federal felonies, breaking people out of jail. I mean,
and Wong gives zero fucks. He's like, look, dude,
about it.
Like,
but okay, it goes back to the thing where the show couldn't stand on its own without pulling somebody in from another movie.
Yeah, but
isn't that the MCU?
That is
that's a strange statement. That sounds like what the MCU does. They constantly have someone else in a show, film, series. So that's a strange comment. Every film has had someone else.
Who did Loki have?
Loki brought in Kang. What are you talking about?
We haven't had him yet. He was the first introduction of Kang.
Yeah, but every show until Kang, everyone was like, "Yeah, this is all right." They brought in Kang. It was like, "Oh shit, this is phenomenal."
Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Falcon brought in the Dora Milaje.
Ryan,
it was their biggest episode.
Anthony, you're not watching
that was
these
the
shows.
most spectacular episode of the series.
With Kang,
they brought back what's her face? His power broker.
Okay, with Kang, he came in the season finale of Loki.
No,
I don't think we're going to know
Loki until then.
We're not going to know about damage control. We're not going to know about damage control anyway fully until later, because they keep dropping it in different shows. We have it in Miss Marvel. We have it in Spider-Man. And so we won't probably get a fuller understanding, probably even until later, because I personally think it has something a little bit more to do with Falcon and the Winter Soldier with, Home Chick that shows up at the
Power Broker, or Tessa.
With Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there weren't that many cameos, and the show stood on its own. It didn't need the
Dormammu. You didn't have as many cameos of existing characters because you were introducing the guy who eventually became U.S. agent. You had Battlestar in there. You had a person, a named the Peacemaker, whatever the hell they were. You had that whole set of 12 characters that got chopped down eventually.
Flag Smashers.
Flag Smashers. Plus you had
there were a lot of characters.
No, there were a lot of characters. And see, it's an odd critique to say She-Hulk, who is a Hulk adjacent character off rip, never meant to stand on her own, was supposed to be, she's not an anchor of the MCU. Every show doesn't have to be, we're establishing this brand new super extra shit. To me, just like Werewolf at Night, if you're giving me content that makes me smile, that I can enjoy, and it ties into the broader fabric in a way that makes sense, I'm good with that. It's not like Titans or Pennyworth and Gotham Knights and Birds of Prey, none of whom even pretend to try to be interconnected in any way at all. It's just, let's just leverage the shit out of the Batman property and just pretend like none of these characters actually exist in a continuum together in any reality. They said, you know what? Here's an opportunity to make a funny show. You got an opportunity to put a woman lead superhero who gets to do some cool stuff and some funny stuff and some fourth wall breaking stuff, and you get Ruffalo in there. Now we've got Scar in there. And it was a way to bring Scar in without having to do a standalone Hulk film, which I think is still tricky. I know that they figured some stuff out with Universal. I think Universal's finally just like over it because they know they can't do anything. They're not going to do a Sony and fuck up and create Morbin Time Part 6. So it does look like things are moving in a good direction. And it was an enjoyable 9 weeks or whatever it was. To me, a lot more enjoyable than Eternals. A lot
much more enjoyable than Eternals.
So this is what I'm saying. You liked Eternals better than She-Hulk, Ryan?
No, she said it was.
No, Ryan.
Enjoyable than.
No, Ryan is.
Ryan
exasperated.
That's not saying much. First of all, I'm just waiting for my time. So just get out of the system.
Wow.
So I can say my
I'm sorry. I thought you had your time.
I don't see how you can have. I think all the cameos made sense because there's zero possibility that they would have been able to have a She-Hulk without a Hulk showing up. Like that would have been like, well, what the hell?
Well, it's her whole origin story.
Right. And so it'd be just kind of a strange thing. But at the same token, if we're going to say any show that can carry itself, honestly, the only shows that really probably carried itself without much of a cameo was Miss Marvel and Moon
Knight.
I mean, because the cameo in Miss Marvel was like at the very end. And
that's also such a weird critique because that's something that we're constantly saying, oh man, someone's got to be in this. And then someone's in this. And then it's like, well, they couldn't do it by themselves. That's weird. Just like before, that was the thing that we're like, oh man, I hope
we're upset at WandaVision.
Got to show up. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird. So it's like, but now we don't like that. But okay, it's all good.
Ryan, to show up.
Ryan,
okay.
The floor is yours.
Okay,
it's yours.
I can talk now? Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Phase 4 has some gems, but they're not where you think. She-Hulk is just okay. It's not some great show. It's not the greatest Marvel show ever. It's not. It's my least favorite Marvel Disney Plus show. Doesn't mean it's bad. It's just my least favorite. The beginning of this episode, the season finale, was fucking phenomenal. With the throwback to the 80s Hulk TV show, I laughed my ass off. I was like, beautiful. Chef's fucking kiss. The story was getting interesting. I was like, dude, I was expecting the leader to show up. It was getting to that point, and then she finds out what's going on at that convention center. and shit just gets weird, which is fine. I get it. It's no, that's fine. Breaking the fourth wall. That's the character. I get it. So she goes to meet quote unquote Kevin. I get the joke. Yeah, ha ha ha. Funny. The fourth wall breaking was great. And honestly, when I saw like the main menu of Disney Plus, I was like, yo, is my shit broken? I really thought my shit was something wrong with my fucking TV. I thought like
me too. I was
did I hit a pause button?
Wait.
Did I hit a pause button or something? Okay, so she starts reconning everything. By the way, the CGI is bad. They do the old classic CGI jokes. Great, fine, whatever. They go back to where everything goes nuts with the everyone showing up, like Hulk, Titania, the fucking douchebag injects himself with the blood, whatever, Emil, whatever, Abomination. They go back to that point, and then it's over. There's no fight. It's just they just skip the whole part. I'm like, huh? Okay. You kind of just skip that whole part. By the way, the whole her breaking the fourth wall, I got a huge vibe of Blazing Saddles. That was really weird to me. Like the whole ending to Blazing Saddles was really, it was just like, okay, this is they really went in on breaking the fourth wall. So
I mean, you're saying that like Blazing Saddles isn't one of the most epic and iconic comedy films.
Oh, it's not a complaint. I'm just saying I'm saying the vibe it gave me. So then I'm like, okay, you skipped like a fight that I really wanted to see, probably because they can't afford all the CGI. And then this is when the shit gets really, really cringe. Daredevil drops out of the sky like bird shit. Literally bird shit. Like I'm like, okay, you didn't fall from a building or something because there ain't no buildings around here. Okay, so I guess you fell from a tree or some shit. And he's like, hey, what's going on, motherfucker? You got sonar. You know exactly what's going on. I'm like, what the fuck? This show is just okay, but it just didn't go anywhere. It was just a lot of filler, a lot of Easter eggs. It was just a bunch of appetizers. There was no there was no meat to it. There was no like full course meal. It's not bad, but it's just there's just nothing, like has no soul to it. It's just a bunch of little appetizers. And like Twala and Mo are going like, oh, this is the greatest shit ever. No, it's not. It's not the best Marvel show ever. Yeah, Stop it.
This is such an interesting review, Ryan. This says a lot. It really says a lot.
Yeah, it says.
I really
do
think you missed the meeting. Creative. I think you missed the intelligentsia meeting. They must not have gotten your invite to you.
Why? Because I want more to the show. I want more. Like
no, the thing about it is you were literally sounds like you're watching this show with your own script and screaming at the TV like you guys didn't use any of my ideas. Right? You're not in charge of the show. It's like you have an issue just watching something.
You're right.
And,
you're right.
Getting into the show.
You're right. I'm not in charge of the show. I'm not in charge of good writing. You are correct. You're absolutely right. The show went nowhere. Look, the show is okay. It's not a bad show, but it's just a bunch of filler and Easter eggs. Like the whole show about the wedding. Dude, that's a fucking bullshit show, dude. Get that shit out of here, man. What the fuck, dude? Like, focus.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'll just comment on that one particular critique. The episode of the wedding was the thing that propelled us into the final 2 episodes. Because that's where the intelligentsia got the blood. So the whole subplot of Josh and her vibing with Josh at the wedding, that was all from the wedding. That's where she met him. And so you had a Titania fight, which was, whatever it was.
Yeah.
The wedding was not a consequential thing, except that, just like in the tease of the penultimate episode, it set up the fact that Josh was going to be a part of the next episode and ghosting her and all of that. That's really all that episode was for. And like I said, that episode would have been 1,000% better if Madison was actually the bridesmaid.
I totally agree. There are some bright spots.
Madison
in this
is filler. She's filler.
No, but she's good filler. I get it. Like there were some bright spots about this show, but as a whole, I'm just like, all right, you guys aren't really going anywhere. I get the jokes. I get the characters. I get it. You want to be different. But for me, it's just like, it's okay. I don't hate it. I'm not like a lot of these motherfuckers are going like, oh, why is She-Hulk twerking? Shut the fuck up. Okay. She's a comedy.
They are out there.
She's a comedy character. I knew what I was getting. but I knew I wasn't going to love the show. I was not hate watching it or anything. I just thought like, okay, it's okay. It doesn't come close to Falcon and the Winter Soldier for me. I'm just saying, but the show was okay. But it's not like,
so right now,
the greatest thing ever. Oh my God. No,
as it stands, literally nothing can touch Falcon and the Winter Soldier. For
not
you,
yet. No,
as it stands,
not yet.
You know what the cool thing about Marvel, and I said this before, and I'll keep saying it, is that every Disney Plus show has really had its own uniqueness to it. So it's almost there in everything. It's almost like different menu items for different parts of the fan. So like I may not have liked, Loki was okay to me, but I really loved WandaVision and I really love Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And I do both of those for totally different reasons. I love Miss Marvel completely for a whole different reason. And I just think that all of them have been such a unique spin to kind of bring everyone in to go to the movies and watch the next big film that comes out, because you want to be able to get as many different fans as possible to come to the movie.
That's why I like the MCU. There's something for everybody. Even when I don't necessarily like something so much, I'm like, you know what? I don't like this, but I know who would. And it brings in a different audience. And plus it doesn't hurt the universe. Like, for instance, I wasn't too crazy about Miss Marvel, but I know that representation matters. It's like I was saying to myself, you know what? That show needs to be made. That's a good show. It just wasn't for me though. But I said to myself, that's good writing. That's a good show.
I will say this. I think I can honestly say that with the exception of Spider-Man No Way Home, I have enjoyed the D+ series more than I have enjoyed the movies of this set. Now, I like Shang-Chi too. So I will say Shang-Chi and Spider-Man No Way Home, I enjoyed those movies. I thought the Shang-Chi arc was really cool. I liked the redemption thing of the actual Mandarin, whatever. I didn't hate Awkwafina as much as I thought I would. I really enjoyed Michelle Yeoh and all of that. I enjoyed Shang-Chi. And then I enjoyed Spider-Man No Way Home. I still think the Garfield and Toby reveals are phenomenal.
Yes.
I loved seeing all of the Spider-Verse people in one place. I love that there were real stakes. I hate that they killed Aunt May, but Aunt May needed to go, and so
spoiler alert, man.
It's only been a year, dude. And
the movie still comes out occasionally back in theaters, and people still going.
But you know what's not ever coming back to theaters? Eternals. So I think that
damn, Tom, the Eternals hate is strong.
It is. So
it's the worst.
But when I think back, I enjoyed Moon Knight. I enjoyed Ms. Marvel. And even Thor. And I like Thor a lot more than Ryan. No. I'm saying I enjoyed Thor a lot more than Ryan. But as a film, as a piece of satisfactory, it's no Ragnarok. And Ragnarok was the best Thor to me.
Yes.
So when I look at what D+ has done, D+ has given me faith in Feige, when I think a lot of these films in this immediate past phase have been significant misfires. And even though I didn't hate Multiverse of Madness, it also was nowhere near what I was hoping for in terms of what the multiverse might bring. I don't think you needed to kill Reed Richards. I think Reed Richards could have disappeared. Or
it was funny though.
No, the spaghetti was funny, but again, the hubris of these people not realizing, what they were dealing with, that Reed Richards, these are supposed to be the most intelligent people. I thought the brutal killing of Charles Xavier was excellent. Though there were pieces of that movie that I enjoyed. I thought the actor who played Wanda Maximoff did a great job too.
Yes.
But between Ms. Marvel, Moon Knight, and She-Hulk, those 3 hours of entertainment, I actually really responded to. in each of those series, I enjoyed it. There was nothing about the experience where I was like, oh, you have got to be kidding me. This is absolutely bone-crushingly awful, like Eternals. So I give the D+ series space and give them credit for that, because I am legit. Oh, even Werewolf by Night.
That was good. That was good.
I
That
am
was good.
legit. I cannot wait for what if season 2 is going to bring. I am
that boy good.
That boy good. What Loki 2 is going to bring. I am looking forward to all of these things because I am unconvinced that the film side is doing what the film side did in the first 3 phases. And so we'll see. Wakanda Forever is the first, I think, legit test. And so we will see.
And it's coming out on a holiday weekend. So
it is. So that's gonna. I mean, it's gonna have a huge first weekend, no question.
Right.
The pent up love for Chadwick Boseman, the emotional connectivity. It's right after Election Day, so people are either going to be elated or they're going to be deflated. There's going to be a lot going on that week, and so
and everyone, I mean, just random corners of my life is getting their tickets multiple times.
Oh yeah,
for that.
Yeah, we're talking about booking it for our. We're talking about booking it for our mentor program for my chapter. So there's lots of different organizations that are going to be trying to do things and buy theaters and pre-book and
Of course, that's why Disney has opened up, and it's on the Nerd-O-Rama Facebook page. There's a link there if you're looking to rent out a theater for your organization. There's a turnkey website that Disney has actually created because they already know they've been getting hit up from schools, from boys and girls clubs, from every possible organization, because people are invested in this film. There are companies who are literally putting together ceremonial white garb for people to wear, because that is the assignment.
Yes, I have different.
It's going to be fire.
Yeah,
it's going to be fire.
It's going down. Real quickly, want to shout out some folks that's checking us out. Koki Bat Jr., brother Shaka Strong, who's always checking us out. Jackie Hobson and LaWanda Fleming. Peace, y'all. We really love y'all checking us out and vibing with us.
Back to Tom's point though, about there are 3 shows on Disney Plus that I just love. Obviously, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I love Moon Knight, and I really loved Hawkeye until the season finale. Those 3 shows, just first of all, Hawkeye just blew me away how good it was. I was like, dude, this is really great with the character I don't give a shit about. It made me actually care more about the character.
Right. Jeremy Renner was phenomenal. Jeremy Renner killed the role. Yes.
Maybe me personally, maybe I'm being a little too picky, but I just need more than just name drops and Easter eggs to get really excited. Because if all we care about is someone saying Wolverine or Charles Xavier or the X-Men, I mean, shit, man, I can make a TV show starring Finn Jones when he walks into a dark room and starts yelling out names. Oh, Daredevil. Galactus.
But see, now here's the thing, and that
the most unbelievable part of that pitch. The most unbelievable part of that pitch is that Finn Jones is in it.
Punisher.
No, look, but I mean, there were a lot of, and this is something that Feige has said, why he chose, She-Hulk for all the, one of the comic books that he really liked, coming up. And there were a lot of little things that happened for hardcore comic collectors that made it that much more enjoyable. It's like the whole meeting at the Obama stay, these characters that they're introducing, they're, as small as they may seem, when you're reading when you're reading Spider-Man and he's, tangling with some of these cats, when you're reading Daredevil and there's all these D-level characters that pop up all throughout every comic storyline until you get to a major arc where it's, a crossover event. These heroes are busy fighting a bunch of characters, like Stiltman or, Hammerhead, whoever. They're fighting a bunch of D-list characters to keep the stories going, to advance whatever emotional or stress that these characters may be going through. So for me, watching these shows, that's what it does.
But see, and I think that's where it goes back to the level of diversity, right? So I really liked one of the things I liked about Ms. Marvel so much is the fact that they seem to really care about the the comic, relating it back to the comic book. And so if you like the comic a lot, then it's just so dynamic, to see how much care they took and just allowing to bring that to life. And we can say that about other little drops throughout different of these series. And even I know that I'm one of the few who I didn't mind Doctor Strange. I liked it a lot more than many of you did.
No, I liked it.
But I also liked the Chavez character and how they really kept her really looking like not only in the comic but even in the cartoon. And so those are the things you appreciate and like Marvel even more, as opposed to our dear friend DC.
Yeah. And for everyone watching, understand this. These are harsh criticisms for a Marvel that I think unanimously we, for the most part, really enjoy the ride. Versus DC, where there are some things I'll never go back to ever because they have shat the bed and they're dead. All right, they're dead. Someone needs to come and get them.
I'm
Their
not
body
watching.
is bloated.
Well,
and that's
there's some Marvel stuff I'll never watch again. Like,
I'm sure, Ryan.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yes. I'm not going to see any type of.
Yeah, but some of the stuff you have never even
again.
watched the first time from DC, so it's kind of hard for I could pull you up and watch. Was it Nubia? Was that the show?
Yeah, I watched Nubia. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. Have you seen Ryan? Have you seen Nubia?
No, I have not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the movies. That's what I'm talking about. And plus, the shit's not even connected with the DC. The DC's all over the fucking place.
Yeah,
it's like a Jackson Pollock painting. It's like all
DC
over the place.
is neither here nor there.
And the people around the corner.
I am curious, Anthony. Moving on to Andor, what about this storyline made you say, "Oh, okay, all right, we're going somewhere"?
Well, not storyline, just the visuals and the this episode finally had a payoff where they conduct the raid, they steal the money, people die, people get murdered. The visual is very cool with the eye. It's just you finally got the payoff of probably what could have been 2 episodes max.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I agree that they could have got to this. They could have got
called
to
filler.
This, I don't know if it's filler because this is a long ass story. Like they're not trying to rush through this. They're not in a hurry
They sure aren't.
to do
and
this.
It's 12 episodes long.
We got another
12?
We got another
I know.
7
I
episodes.
said that last week.
No, we not.
Yeah,
I'm not
say
doing
that.
that.
We halfway in, Ryan.
No. You halfway in. I am not.
Yeah, look, Ryan has
Episode 5.
not been a fan of Star Wars.
Ryan, episode 5.
Certain Star Wars things.
Pooch. Yeah.
I like Mandalorian.
Okay, let me tell you. Episode 5 is one day.
Look, here's the thing with everything they're doing with Star Wars. Like, you could take Andor, you could take the book of Boba Fett or the pamphlet of Boba Fett, whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's still better than The Last Jedi. Thank you.
What about the Rise of Skywalker? Is it any better than that?
Rise of Skywalker is a little bit better, but it's not saying much.
Yeah, that's not the Rise of Skywalker.
Ryan hasn't even seen the last few episodes. Why are you going to justify
I'm not going to see it either.
That last episode was what? Did it even take a full 24 hours? I think it was only a few hours long.
What, Andor?
Yeah.
It was about a day.
All right, well,
about a day. Yeah, because they had to march.
They had to march. They had to wait for the sun to set.
The episode, like Anthony said, the payoff was good. Like when you get to the heist, it was high stakes. It was really intense. You know, it was gritty. It was raw. Look, when they folks was going out bad. They were catching lasers bad.
He got crushed by a freaking a pallet of credits. Killed him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
That was cold.
Here's the thing. I have like a half a bottle of whiskey left. Maybe that'd be enough for me to get through Andor tonight. So maybe I'll try and catch up.
I'm gonna say this episode
might knock you out.
It's a 50-minute episode.
Well, shit. I better start now.
No. Here's the thing. Tawala, you said that it was a long ass show or a long ass story. It's not a long ass story. It's a 15-minute story with 11 extra episodes of show. That's just because there are tons of things that they are going to show in this show does not make it a long story. It just means that once again, they're trying to leverage a marquee piece of IP because they know that there's a certain segment of the Disney Plus watchers who are going to consume it rabidly because they consume anything that is Star Wars. And even
but it's not trending. It's literally not trending.
Well, but I mean, and snore.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's
yeah.
I mean, you know,
I don't, you know, but I get it. I'm the onlyest one. I'm the onlyest one that digs this look at the Star Wars universe. And I'm cool with that. This is appealing to me for a bunch of different reasons. Like I was out of the fantasy of Star Wars. When I was introduced to Rogue One, I wanted to see more of that. I wanted Star Wars to delve into more of the world of this galaxy far, far away and how everything is happening. So for me, this is interesting. This is an interesting look at that universe.
That's the problem with Star Wars. They're stuck in this time period. Okay? Get the fuck out of here. Do something way in the past or do something way in the future. They're so lazy.
Like Watchmen.
Yeah, but you know, Ryan, when they do that, I promise you're probably not gonna like it. They're gonna do it and you're gonna be like,
I might not like it, but I will.
I hated Solo.
But here's the thing.
But Solo is the same. Solo is in the same time period.
At least they won't be ruining. At least they won't be ruining legacy characters. At least they'll be doing something totally different. Just leave my childhood the fuck alone.
They might, Ryan. They might do something in the past where all of a sudden they have Yoda in a nightclub doing security and twerking. You don't know, Ryan.
What they did to Boba Fett. Look what did the Boba Fett. Look what they did to fucking Boba Fett. Stop. Okay? Get out of this fucking time period. Okay? It's so fucking bad. Just do something in the future.
They're not. We'll see what they do with the Mandalorian.
Fucking Boba Fett. They ruined Luke Skywalker.
The Mandalorian is taking us right back.
Okay, no. We couldn't even get the original cast to meet one last time. You couldn't even get my man Billy D. Williams to meet Princess Leia one more time. He had to fucking see her on her deathbed when she already fucking passed away. Dude, Star Wars, they just don't know what the fuck they're doing. They're being lazy. They're saying, oh, this is just Star Wars. People are just gonna go see it. But no, it's not. Solo fucking sucked. Thank you, Liz, for bringing that up. Dude, the sequel trilogy was fucking trash, okay? And if you like that shit, well, kiss me in my ass. I fucking said it. I don't fucking care, and I'm done. Thank you.
Ryan, there's a porn app that just was blocked that you might want to check out. Sex Mind Pro.
No, I blocked that, and apparently they decided that once they got blocked, they weren't going to try to.
They didn't try to come back.
All right, we're almost at an hour, bro.
Yes, no, and Tom, before we get to this, these trailers that we got that just dropped, which were phenomenal. Give us the quick down and dirty on Halloween Ends. Does it really end?
It would be a good trick for Michael Myers to come back after the conclusion of this film. They are shutting the door on Michael Myers, I think, in a way that they have never quite done before. You know, there's always been, oh, he was burned, oh, he was this, oh, he was that, he was blown up, but you never saw the body. This is a saw the body ending.
Okay.
That they shut the door on Michael Myers.
Could there be like the son of Michael Myers in the future?
No, because
who is he fucking?
Well, exactly.
Dude.
He ain't never let nobody live from an encounter he had, except this time. Now, what I will say is, it takes more than 40 minutes for us to get Michael. And when we first see Michael on screen, he's not doing any murdering. There isn't any murdering in this movie, real murdering, until 40 minutes in, which is weird for a Halloween. There is a death in the very beginning, but it's not a murder, and it doesn't have anything to do with Michael Myers. And then they go into this very weird, like, romantic kind of geek attracts dude.
Wait, what?
It is the first time in any Halloween movie where there has been a romantic subplot, and it's a weird romantic subplot because it's Laurie's granddaughter who is kind of attracted to this weird loner dude who was involved in the death in the first 5 minutes of the movie. And so somehow they get thrown together, but then he, of course, gets thrown into the orbit of Michael Myers. And then there's this kind of like evil transference. So it's like maybe Michael's touch of him inspires him to take on some Michael-y sort of things. And
I know.
Then he gets buck wild. And then, but so you navigate all through that. And then it comes down to the final 20 minutes. What I will say is that unlike any of the previous Halloween movies where Michael Myers is pretty much kind of like this unstoppable golem or juggernaut, like nothing you do to him ever really has any sort of impact. Apparently, the incidents of the last 2 films where Laurie has been getting her revenge and stuff and like burns him to a crisp, she has weakened him. So that's kind of an interesting take on the mythology. Usually, no matter what happens to him, he's just this implacable thing. But the events of the last 2 movies have at least weakened him so that it explains why you need this other character to be a killer. And then it better explains why, when he's basically just been able to kick Laurie's ass every single other time, by the time they have their final thing, she is not a complete ragdoll. He is a Michael Myers not at his normal supernatural powers or whatever. And then, baby, let me tell you, there ain't no coming back now. If somebody tries to clone him, I guess, from some
you know what? Stranger things have happened.
I don't think they would. I don't think they're trying to do it. They left. Well, I mean, if you're watching this show and you know about spoilers, the movie has been out, and so this is a spoiler. I don't know that anybody on the crew is actually going to watch it. Laurie is alive at the end, and Laurie's granddaughter is alive. So technically, there are still Michael Myers blood relatives on the earth who, if you wanted to, but I don't know why you would want to. And it wasn't satisfying. It was cool to see him killed, and it was cool to see the community respond to the death, and it was cool to see how he was finally disposed of. I will just say, it wasn't just some burned thing. He ain't coming back. He ain't coming back. So, to watch it on Peacock, I would have fallen asleep in a theater. I think that 40 minutes, the 40 minutes was bad. It was there wasn't much story, and they clearly thought, well, we just can't have Michael Myers walking around killing people, because in the last 2 movies, what we've seen is that people aren't afraid universally of Michael Myers. These young kids don't give a fuck, and so there were people willing to at least try to take him out, even though they weren't able to take him out.
Right.
A mob of people could have murked Michael Myers, and he's never faced a mob. And so, it's Halloween season. It's October. It's a Michael Myers film. It has Halloween in the title. I'm not mad that I watched it, and I'm glad that, they finally, I don't have to worry about Michael Myers anymore. I'm glad for that.
You don't have to worry.
We'll see.
I say give it like 5-6 years. They may revisit this.
They
may reboot it. If they reboot it, just start from scratch and
because if you ever watch the movies, if you ever watch them on Netflix, the movies that made us or something, and they talk about how cheap Halloween was to make. So much so, this is why we keep making them, because we make so much money off of the cheapest of the cheap to make it. Yeah. So, I mean, it was cheaper to make Halloween than Friday the 13th. So I know that he may be dead, but I feel you, Tuala. It's coming back. He's coming. If it's not him, it's going to be a copycat. It's going to be something.
I'd like for them to do a updated version of what was that? The Electrocutioner. Remember the dude he was putting in the electric chair? Shocker?
Oh, Shocker.
Yeah, Shocker.
I don't need to see Shocker.
That was only one movie. That was Shocker.
I'm surprised we haven't had a Freddy Krueger reboot or something.
We had one, but it bombed.
It was bad.
It didn't do it. Yeah, it didn't do it.
People want Robert Englund. That's why.
Right.
Tom, which trailers we got?
All right. So I am going to share this trailer because it basically broke the internet.
Okay.
Because
let's watch it and talk about it.
Yeah, we will watch it and we will talk about it. So I'm waking it up. Here we go. Hold on. Let me share it and let me make sure that it's sharing the audio.
I cannot wait to see this.
Okay, so here we
this
go.
This is the list of movies Elizabeth will not watch.
Yes,
okay, so,
this is it. Yes.
Okay, so here we go.
Megan.
Oh, she's mute. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna do everything I can to make this place feel like home.
Just wish I could see them again.
I'm not equipped to handle this. I don't even take care of my own plants. I have this project at work. Do you want to see?
Yes.
Ever since I was little, I dreamed of this perfect toy that would protect a kid from ever feeling lonely or sad. This is Megan.
Hi, Megan. I'm Katie. It's nice to meet you, Katie. Do you want to hang out? Okay.
Megan, your goal is to protect Katie from harm, both physical and emotional. Is that a doll? Model 3 generative android. Megan for short.
I can't believe you made this. I love it.
Wanna hang out, yeah, sounds like fun.
Great job.
It's nice to have a friend.
It's honestly like she's part of the family now.
They could be building emotional connections that are too hard to untangle.
She's the happiest she's been since her parents died. Eat the toppings, Katie.
Research shows if you force a child to eat vegetables, they'll be less likely to choose those foods as adults.
Is that so?
Yes. Experts say.
Megan, turn off.
I thought we were having a conversation.
Does she talk? Make her say something.
Stop! Don't! Megan! You should probably run. Megan, she pushed Brandon onto the road. I won't let anything harm you.
It's nice to have a friend.
Megan, turn off.
Recalibrating response model. Megan!
It's nice to have a friend.
What's wrong with you? Don't worry, Katie. I won't let anything harm you. Ever again.
It's nice to have a friend.
Oh.
Okay.
So the reason that this trailer and I put it on my Facebook page, I was like, basically, it's like we just gonna have this little creepy ass robot chick do some dancing, and that's the reason why this movie is gonna be made, because the only thing people are responding to is when she does
small
that.
wonder. It's small wonder that went wrong.
It's small wonder.
Yes, look, Nina Louise, what the fuck indeed? Yes,
Okay.
Nina, what did I just watch?
Okay, just two things. When in the beginning, when she tried to shut her off and she gave that look like, you bitch, that was fucking funny. But
The dancing.
she started dancing like a stripper. I fucking lost it. I was like, you know what? This shit hot. This shit's too hot. Take my money. You start dancing like a fucking stripper.
She was not dancing like a stripper. She was dancing like she was auditioning for the House of Android in season 4 of Legendary.
Whatever you want to call it. That was fucking
Again.
hilarious.
Small
She
wonder.
The little flipping and the
Oh my
That-
god.
I
That's
mean-
so funny.
yeah, that was super creepy.
That
Okay,
was super weird.
to me, that was the blood and honey of the
Yes.
artificial dystopian
Oh, yes,
future
yes.
robot
Okay.
thing. So this one, however, this is firing on all cylinders for me. Like, absolutely. This movie, to me, is fire. So let's just roll this beautiful bean footage,
Yes.
because this is everything.
Okay, I can't wait to see what we got here.
You ain't driving, are you?
I steer a little, but the Ranger do most of the work.
This is my 4th year as a Santa. How about you?
I started the whole damn thing.
It's Christmas!
We decided that you could have one gift early.
What is it?
That is a direct hotline to Santa Claus himself.
I can talk to Santa.
All right, revelers. Welcome to your worst Christmas ever.
Let's go!
You have $300 million in your personal vault. That's what I want for Christmas.
I don't want any trouble, okay? Someone's gonna scooch up that chimney.
Who is he? Because he's not your typical mall Santa.
Santa, are you there? Daddy said you were very busy tonight. My name's Trudy Lightstone. Are you gonna help us, Santa?
Yeah, Trudy.
Santa?
You're on my nice list. Santa Claus is coming to town. Time for some season's beatings.
Who the hell are you?
Boss, what if he really is the real?
No such thing as Santa.
These bad men, they're all on my naughty list. Naughty. That's naughty!
And what do you do to the naughty ones?
I give them a lump of coal.
Where is it?
I gotta watch.
I believe in you, Santa.
Which one of you did that, Prancer? So unprofessional.
Okay, I'm down to see this one.
I'm
I am there.
Of course.
I am there.
He stabbed him with a fucking candy cane. Yes.
Dude,
Tom,
that's
you're
one of the best trailers I've seen.
Tom, you're muted.
Tom, you're muted.
I will just say,
oh my god,
I don't know how
I'm
many
down.
candy canes I have sharpened and like jabbed a cousin or my sibling at Christmas.
Damn.
Oh yeah, I used to do that. Oh hell yeah.
oh my
Okay.
god.
Yeah, you sharpen that
Tom.
candy cane till it becomes a little,
Right.
Yeah, but I ate
shape.
it.
That's news to me.
No, you
Yo.
can stab somebody with that. So
Hey, no,
Um,
that was phenomenal.
one of the best
Phenomenal.
trailers of the year. One of the best trailers of the year. I will just say this. I am sorry. By December 2nd, Wakanda Forever will be dethroned. If not before then.
Hey,
But that movie is going to open huge.
cute. I mean, the shit's giving me Die Hard vibes.
Yes.
Oh,
The,
it's
the,
Die
the,
Hard.
the,
and
the,
Home
the flip
Alone
of Santa is insane.
No,
This
Die
flip
Hard-
is
it's literally Die Hard 2 because they've got
Yeah.
the snowmobiles and all that shit and the different guns and all. Man, shit.
Yeah, but you know, like my favorite was Bad Santa. So this is like a whole different.
Santa was
twist,
good.
which I
That's the
love.
vibe
Santa
I
was
was
dope.
getting. It was a bad Santa vibe, but he's actually,
Mhm.
you know, a Santa Claus.
He's
who
actually Santa.
Yeah.
goes around murdering, you know.
Well,
bad
murdering
people.
bad, they're on this
Yeah.
naughty list.
Yeah, Donnie
Look.
list. Yeah.
Look,
You
when
get
he
what you pay- you get what you
when
pay
he
for.
put the grenade and said, "I gotta turn around and look," I'm done. I'm like, yo, this is genius.
No.
This is good. I
Epic.
like it.
Absolutely
Epic.
genius.
He's like the Punisher, but he's Santa Claus.
Well,
Yeah.
and he only was, to be fair, Santa was only responding to the violence that was meted out against him. He wasn't like going on a thing trying to get people. He was checking. If you're on the naughty list, you're gonna get a fucking grenade up your ass. That's how it works.
That's how it works.
Apparently.
I'm with it. I'm
Yeah, no,
absolutely with it.
Yeah, no, epic, loving it. All of it.
Do we have any more?
Those were the two I picked.
Okay.
Those
Hey,
are
look,
the
no.
most impactful for me.
Look, both of those did it for me. I'm good.
yes.
I just wanted to know. I just wanted to double check
Well.
before we get into what y'all are
And
watching
next week,
this week. What's going down next week, Liz?
Black Adam.
Okay, all right. Look, hey, look, man. Fucking time is irrelevant to me, man. When you work 7 days a week, time becomes irrelevant. You know, I got my Black Adam tickets a while ago.
Black
I
Adam
haven't double checked. So yes,
yeah, it's not that many seats that are taken, but you know,
I've
to each
seen
his
that.
own.
Okay.
And
Hey,
I
look,
mean,
look, I'm there.
and Mr.
To me,
Johnson is
if
on
it was
every show trying to promote it.
yes, as he
Which is
should.
good.
It's gonna make money.
Because this
I
is
thought
his
I had
thing.
my Black Adam tickets, and now I don't know if I do.
Well,
No,
you know.
this is his thing. He's put all of his blood, sweat, and tears in his film. He's been trying to get this. A lot of folks think that this is out of nowhere. Has been working on this film for at least a decade, trying to get a studio to pick this up.
I unfortunately do think that it should have came out a little earlier so he could have a little bit more room to breathe.
He should, yeah.
Because Wakanda is going to squash this into oblivion.
Yeah.
And we will not be talking about this, especially the week before. The week before Wakanda, there will be no talking about Black Adam. So he has a good 2 full weeks, and it's a wrap.
Hopefully they get every last dime back. So far, from what I'm hearing from the reviews, they're saying this is okay. I know this is the best DC film yet.
Stop it.
I don't have a problem believing that. The DC films have been shit.
Tom, they say this quite
I know they say this every DC film.
The bar is set pretty low, so
it is that true.
Yeah.
It's
set so you can literally skip
1
over
inch
it.
off the floor.
It is. It's you. It takes no effort to get over that bar.
1 inch off the 1 inch.
But
off
I mean, look, this looks like a nonstop action film. And you know that's what The Rock excels at. He excels at doing action. When it comes to really trying to get into some nitty gritty acting.
Maybe he did a song for it.
We haven't seen a stellar turn at that yet. I'm sure it's coming, even though he's not really a part of it, so I can't say I love Young Rock, but he's not really in it like that. But Young Rock is a phenomenal series, which I really wanted you to watch, Ryan, because it gets into all the behind the scenes stories of him coming up as a wrestler.
Yeah.
So I was like, I want
they've got a wrestler. They've got a wrestler age Rock now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's look, I got my tickets. I'm excited about it, but you're right there. There's so much happening. And if this would have come out maybe during the summer when they were like losing their ass on trying to move stuff and they didn't have this, they didn't have that, it could have had
It could have
really
came out even
wide
last
berth.
month.
It could have been good.
It could have even came out last month. I mean, there wasn't much in September.
But DC doesn't know what the hell they're doing.
I
They're still
just-
pushing this Flash movie, which makes no sense. But whatever.
I just purchased my ticket with an AMC IMAX laser projection, which is what I saw Thor on. That is my go-to theater, Topanga 12, with the IMAX laser. That is a $25 ticket that I didn't pay for because I have A-list, and so because it's included in A-list, that's the way to do it. Movies are back, baby, and if you watch
prices,
if you watch more than one movie a month and you are not on AMC Stubs A-list, you're wasting money. Literally, you are wasting money.
Yeah.
Now, Mo has his favorite theater that he goes to, but I don't even think if I want to see a movie, I don't think about it. I go. Smile. Wasn't super anxious to see Smile, but you know what? I can see Smile for free, so I saw Smile. Woman King. See it whenever you want, Tom. You don't have to worry about a matinee because you've already paid for it. There's no reason not to do it, and that's exactly why I'm going to go. I'm gonna go see Tar.
You should see. You should see Amsterdam.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, look. Well, Liz. Besides Amsterdam, what are you watching, Liz?
On Apple TV.
Of course. Yes.
I didn't want to guess. I didn't want to. I was like, I'll let her say it this time. Okay.
On Apple TV, I am actually watching, and I started The Greatest Beer Run Ever. And so I just have to finish it, but it just seems to be such a
beer
it's based
run
on
ever?
it's based on a true story, and it's based on them bringing beer to during Vietnam, right?
Yes.
I think it's Vietnam.
It's a true story, or based on a true story.
Yeah.
Okay.
But he brings his friends out in the field in Vietnam beers.
Oh, yeah.
To put it bluntly, that's what it's about.
Yeah, it's a 2-hour movie.
I'm gonna watch it. It's on my list.
Okay. All right.
I know of the story. I've heard it before, but haven't seen the movie.
What are you watching?
Me?
Yes.
So on the old Sci-Fi Channel, Reginald the Vampire.
Ah.
Wow.
It's got
Jacob
Ned.
Malaton.
Yeah, Ned from Spider-Man. He's Reginald, and it's pretty fun. He's nothing special, nothing to write home about.
He has an unfortunate lack of hair that makes him look like a thumb.
He looks like he's maybe like 60.
It's not a good look. But Mandela Van Peebles, who looks so much like his father,
Mario
Mario Van Peebles, it's freaky. They're pretty good on vampire lore. The special effects are nothing to write home about, especially when they get staked in the chest. But
is it better than She-Hulk?
No.
Oh, really? Is that bad? Special effects.
The dusting, yes.
Wow, that's really bad.
Well, but She-Hulk is, the problem with She-Hulk is that they were trying to make visually acceptable humans, and this is just dust particle effects, so it's not even in the same league. But it's intriguing. I'm interested. I will watch the second episode for sure. But
it's nothing to write home about. It's literally just the show to watch.
It's a show to watch with vampires and Ned. That's really what it is.
What you got, Ryan?
Well, I finished Defending Jacob on Apple TV, which I liked. I'm trying to look for something else to watch on Apple TV, but I'm finishing up Rings of Power. I need to finish that up this weekend.
Oh yeah, the last episode.
Oh yeah, the season finale tonight. I cannot wait to watch that.
I was gonna watch that after Thursday Night Football, but that game was total fucking trash. It put me to sleep. So yeah, it was really, really bad. Jeff Bezos must be really pissed off. All that money spent and giving me shitty ass fucking football games.
I heard if you watch the Colts Bronco game, you got a gift card. You got to watch it all the way through.
Seriously? Or was this a joke?
That's a joke.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
The game was pretty bad.
So wait a minute. I know enough to know that that this is not Russell's best season.
No, it's not.
Aside from that game that he didn't even win but lucked into a win, have the Broncos won any more games?
Well, they're doing better than my Raiders, so there you go.
Oh, okay, so it's not a complete collapse, and he still gets to go home to Sierra. So
yeah, there you go. But he has that horrible Subway commercial. Oh Jesus!
I'm sure that check isn't horrible.
It's spicy.
Hey, he's sexy at the bank. What you watching, Tom?
Well, I too watched Reginald the Vampire. I actually watched Bullet Train again. I enjoyed that movie so much, and now that it's kind of available on demand and stuff, I had to watch it again. The No Way Home extended edition is forthcoming, so that would be probably my next foray into that particular mythology.
When is that coming?
Soon.
I went and saw that in theaters.
Yeah, I didn't see it in theaters, but it's going to be available digitally soon.
It's worth a
Some
watch.
say it's already out.
It is actually worth the watch.
Okay.
And for me, that was my because I hadn't watched it again. Having it on, I own it,
right?
But I just haven't watched it again,
right?
And I actually wanted to wait and go and see that version before watching. I was like, you know what? If I'm going to watch it again, I want to see it with all the extra stuff. When I first heard that was coming, and that actually pissed me off because I was like, damn it, I just bought the non-extra stuff version. Fuck, but yeah, it is definitely worth watching. There's a lot more. How much extra stuff is there to it? It's like another 15-20 minutes worth of stuff.
Whoa,
yeah,
like seriously, but now here's the thing: they extend some of the daredevilness. They extend a lot of the story that was happening behind the scenes, like how much more his life was unraveling and how people were attacking Peter Parker. So they get into a lot more of that, which helps to inform the decision he made in the end. Like a lot, they show a lot more of the reasoning behind like what made him go on and say, you know what, I'm gonna leave y'all alone and I'm gonna go do me. The fight scenes are a lot longer in the end, and they give you a lot more of the 3 Spider-Men together. So all together, it's like it's there are some things that you notice off the bat, and there are some things that you notice that like, oh, I'm glad they extended that scene. They made that scene longer instead of just trying to rush through certain scenes where you're like, what were you about to say? It is a very, very good watch, and it does give extra dynamic to the film overall. It's not like there are just jump out scenes where you're like, oh my God, why didn't they keep that in? It's just you say, yeah, you guys didn't need to edit that scene so tightly to get to the next thing. And that it made it just really, it like for me, even getting into how the book came about, things like that. It was like, okay, great.
And that was one of Tom's criticisms.
Yeah, no, they answer a lot of those questions.
So no cameos, no special cameos or anything.
No. It's not like all of a sudden like
there wasn't a Finn Jones cameo. Or?
I was about to. I was getting to that. I was gonna get to that. Finn Jones,
wait, why didn't y'all tell us that it was in the theater when the extended version? I would have went to see the extended version.
I put it in the text thread. But we have like 1.2 million texts going on in the text thread.
A whole lot of text
chances are you missed it. Because I actually was like, I got my tickets. Who else is going to see it? And I don't know if anyone will respond to something like, damn, because I think 3 or 4 different arguments happened at the same time. So that is how we do it. Look,
when did this happen? You know a couple weeks ago?
Okay.
No. This is a while ago when it came out.
We are almost an hour 30 minutes into this show, and I got to pick up
and we definitely got to wrap it. Next week is episode where are we going to be at? I think 1075. Yeah, next Friday is our 1075th episode, capsulating with now that I remember, Black Adam. So that's what we'll be jumping into next week. There'll be more Andor or we won't be watching that. I don't know. But Anthony, good sir, take us out, my brother.
Good news, everybody.
McBain.
I got water pressure for days.
I love that. Dr. Liz.
Nailed it.
Thomas Talking Cunningham.
Where is my Santa suit?
Yes. Excelsior.